What's up guys? In today's video I will be dropping an electric healing tutorial for beginners. Also if you're a returning player, this video will definitely help you. So with that being said guys, let's get right into it. Alright guys, since this is a beginner's build for electric healing, I'm going to be using only 100 skill points for this build. So first we're going to start off here with the weapons. For the weapons, I choose the best weapon that is good for doing mechanics and also good for building your power and also good for clipping. So the weapon I chose for this particular build is the brawling weapon. So let's get into that brawling weapon spec. Alright, for the brawling weapon, we're gonna use the skill points here, get the first one skill point here in that being 3 there. Then we're gonna get the rest of the skill points here until we reach brawling mastery here. Alright, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 skill points. 9 skill points in brawling so far. Now we're gonna spec into martial arts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 skill points also not. So we have used 18 skill points so far. Go back to brawling. And for the brawling tree here, we're going to get the Shuriken Storm Mastery. You see top hold there. So that's the one we're going to be using. The brawling weapon. Alright guys, so we spent a lot of skill points there. You guys may be wondering why I spent so much. But the reason why I did that, the brawling weapon is going to help us a lot, guys. Although we have 100 skill points, that brawling weapon is going to help out a lot. And I will demonstrate this later on in the video. I'll come back to that. So let's move on here, guys. Next, we're going to go in our movement, which is super speed. One skill point in the first here, which is speed force. Just going to move on here, so I'm just going to get dash attack, so I got to unlock other innates here. When you get these innates here, knockback resistant, restrain resistant, restrain recovery, knockback recovery, and breakout mastery. As you can see there, it's pretty self-explanatory. The breakouts are used for recovering power and stuff. Like you can see there, recover small amount of power over time. You need to get these innates just to recover power, and it's gonna help you and prevent you from getting stunned and stuff. So let's move on here. Alright, for the stat points, some people spec into focus hybrid and some people spec into focus super powered. We're gonna choose super powered. There's a reason why I'm gonna spec in this, and I'll explain it later on. Although in hybrid you get 5% dominance and 5% restoration, which helps towards healing, and also the 5% vitalization. It's not necessarily better because you always have to be doing weapon attacks to build your power. And if you stop doing the weapon attacks, you're not going to be able to build your power. And it's focused on a beginner's build, so that 5% dominance and 5% restoration is not really going to help that much. But if you focus on super powered, I'm going to spec into this one right now, you get 10% power and 25% power regeneration. So if you're doing a mechanic where you're not attacking the ads, the NPCs, the bosses and so on, you still be going to be able to regenerate that power. You're not attacking, so it's actually better in this case. Moving on here, we're going to get that critical healing chance. Max out the critical healing chance. We're going to 20 in that. And we're going to max out the critical healing magnitude, 40 in that. So we have 13 skill points remaining now. Alright guys, so listen to me very carefully. This is going to be very important, right? Listen to me very, very carefully. We're going to put 13 skill points in restoration. So let me just drop 13 skill points in that. Alright, so I'm going to drop 13 skill points in restoration here. Alright, So we have spent all our 100 skill points. Listen to me very carefully, as I said before. This is going to be very important here. When you continue to play these events online, you get more skill points. Add more skill points to restoration until you get 100 in restoration. That's going to give you 10% restoration. After I give you 10%, the restoration you get after that, that 100, it's not going to be high percentages, it's going to be less. So what you're going to do, you're going to move, scroll across here to might and power and start working on that. And you're going to get 100 in might and power. That's going to also give you 10% in might and power. You want to get some power. Power is going to help a lot for healing. So you're gonna, after you finish the might and power 100 in that, you're gonna go back to restoration and work on your skill points until you max it out. Max out the restoration. And when you finish max out the restoration, you're gonna work on the might and power. But with this build here, there's no way you will not be able to do well in healing. You'll be able to heal anything, elite anything. Even though it's a starting build, you can still be able to heal anything because of the artifacts and certain stuff you got to do with the allies, and I'll show you guys when I come to that later on in the video, which is very, very important. And also the white mods also, which is going to help out a lot. So that's it there for the skill points. Let's move on to the equipment and mods. Alright guys, so come back here to the weapon here. As I said before, we're going to be using brawling. The weapon mod we have for that is a white mod called replenishing adapter 5. Weapon attacks restore additional power. This effect may only occur every 20 seconds. So this is going to help you out. So let me demonstrate that for you guys here. Let me use some power here. Alright, Gracious Bastion Brand Claws. That's the name of the weapon. As you guys can see there, Gracious Bastion Brand Claws heal Ultimate Iron Man for 16,036 power. So that was the white mod that proc there, guys. Replenishing adapter. Give us some recovery, power recovery there. Alright, moving on with the white mods here again. For the head, ignore supercharge group transducer. We're not really using a supercharge for this, so ignore it. There's not really any mod that we could put there to replace that. For the neck socket, we're going to be using focus restoration 5. Increases your restoration by 5% until you're hit by an attack. This effect is reapplied every 10 seconds. Alright, so the back socket, we have accelerated flux, reduces the cooldown of electricity flux by 10%. That's the electric shield. That's this here, which I'll come to later on. So it's going to help with the cooldown of the shield, which is a 4-man shield. I'll come to that later on. So we have the chest socket here, power efficiency. Superpowers use 5% less power. So basically we're going to be using less power when we use our moves in our rotation. Leg socket, ignore that there, guys. We don't have any white mod for the leg socket, unfortunately, so ignore that. Moving on, next here we have the feet. For the feet mod, we have Tumbling Master, which your dodge roll is no longer vulnerable to interrupt. You may also tap the movement controls to cancel out if your dodge roll into combo. So with this here, you could basically dodge out of attacks. See ads attacking you, you could dodge away from them, and you could also dodge away from mechanics. So for example, a boulder is about to hit you. That's an example in a raid. You just roll and dodge like this, and you're out of the way. Or if there's a strafe and run coming towards you, you can dodge away from it. That's an example there. Moving on into the hand mod. For the hand mod, we're going to be using max damage. Help out with the group a little bit, help out with the damage a little bit, you know. So for the consumable, we have the Butter City Soda. It's good to get this level up because it gives you back 90% of max power. Whereas if you're using the Soda Cola Extreme, it's have a chance to give you 50 to 90% of max power. So it's not always guaranteed to give you max power. There's a chance. Whereas the bottle CD, it's always going to be 90% max power, and also give you back 90% health, which is going to be very good for when you're healing, especially. If you have a good troll and you're out of power, the bottle CD soda is going to come into play here. So you could work on that also. It's not really a lot to level up, as you can see there. The experience for that is only 112,000. Yeah, 112,000. Isn't it? 112,000 for the experience for that. Alright guys, for the utility belt I'm using the magic supply crystal. You don't necessarily have to use this, you could use a regular supply drop. Then I'm using the blossom main spore, which is a seasonal trinket that drops during springtime, which is going to be coming up very soon. If you want to get this, you could get it. It's going to help out a little bit. You don't necessarily need it, but it's going to help out and give it a little baby heal and help out and stuff. And then for the third utility belt, you can use whatever you want. I'm using a psychic optics device, shadow man bat from the survival mode, which can help out. Tank some ads and stuff if the tank happen to go down, I just like to use it. But you can use whatever you want. You can use henchmen if you want, you know. And then the orbital, we have the Zeus Heavenly Lightning Amulet. You can use whatever orbital you want, just to help out with the damage. Alright guys, move on to the artifacts here. Alright, listen to me very carefully. These artifacts are very important. So the two artifacts that you must get, that is the best artifacts for healing, are the Purple Healing Ray and the Page of Destiny. Get these two to 160 if you can. So work on these and get these two to 160. 160 is very good. The third artifact is optional. You don't necessarily need a third artifact to heal. Once you have the Page of Destiny and the Purple Healing Ray, you're good to go. The third one is optional. You could use a transformation card, or if you want to run a supercharge, you could use the Eye of Gemini, or you could have, if you have the strat card, you could use that for some extra healing. It's up to you. The third one is optional, but the two main ones to get is the Purple Healing Ray and the Page of Destiny. And if you happen to DPS, most likely all DPS is gonna have the transformation cards. You could run that. It's gonna help out. So the Purple Healing Ray, get it to 160. Page of Destiny 160, and if you have the transformation card, you could use that and get it to 160 also. So these are the three. I would say these are the three best ones at the moment here, unless you run supercharges, which would be the Eye of Gemini would come in handy. But this build is not focused on any supercharge, so these three would be the best. As I said before, get the Purple Healing Ray and the Page of Destiny first to 160. Alright, let me read the Purple Healing Ray for you guys so you guys have a little understanding of it. The Purple Healing Ray, let me read it here for you guys. Purple Light. Healing charges your Purple Healing Ray up to 4 times your total restoration with Purple Light. Once charged, your next priority heal or group heal gain new benefits and expels all Purple Light. So as I said before, restoration is going to be very important. So make sure you guys, when you get that more skill points into restoration, make sure you guys build the restoration high as possible, because this artifact works with restoration. Let's talk about Epon's Grace here, the priority heal. You and your heal target gain a shield equal to 2 times your restoration. As I said, restoration is very important. So restoration gonna help out here, which absorb 20% of incoming damage for 8 seconds. So basically, you're gonna get a purple shield on you and your group members, and it's gonna absorb 20% of the incoming damage. It's gonna help out, mitigate some of the damage, and also reset the cooldown per heal. And it restores 20% power. Let's talk about Karisa's revitalization. It's a group heal. Using the group heal, places heal over time on you and your allies for 8 seconds. So it's going to be heal over time. Increase heal over time valued by 20%. So the healing going to increase. Reset the cooldown priority heal and group heal and restores 20% power. So it's also going to be restoring 20% power too. So that's a very good artifact to have. Make sure you guys get that. You could work on that one first if you guys want. It's up to you guys. You could work on that one first because it's giving you a shield, restoring power, which is going to be very helpful for healing. And it's also building healing over time. And resetting the cooldown of the priority heal and group heal, which is the move in your loadout. Alright guys, so the next artifact, the Page of Destiny, Revivify. When a group heals the player above 40%, it places a stack of Revivify on them. Max 10 stacks for 30 seconds and refreshes total duration of existing stacks. If any affected player drops below 40% health, Revivify will be triggered, expending all stacks and healing for an amount based on Revivify. Increases healing from group by 20% and targets below 40%. Increase healing done by Revivify. Group heals up to 2 additional targets. So having this artifact, you're going to be healing more players in the group, having level up. Also, when you're going to be using your group heal and you're going to be stacking out Revivify to a max of 10 stacks. And as I just said, when a player health drops below 40%, you don't have to do anything. They're going to be automatically healed basically. Right, Revivify going to be triggered and all stacks and healing for that amount based on Revivify stacks going to heal that player. So if you stack it at 10, max 10 stacks, and a player health drop to, say the tank take a big hit from the boss and his health drop below 40% health, he's going to be automatically healed. He or she going to automatically heal as a tank. Having this artifact benefits you a lot because you do 20% more healing for targets below 40% health. So if you didn't have this artifact, you would be gaining that extra healing from your group heal, which had extra 20%. So for the third artifact, it's optional. You could use a transformation card. If you don't have this, you could keep it blank and you could use something else if you want. If you're using a transformation card, let me read it for you guys here. Dark Bargain. Gain 20% critical chance and 30% critical magnitude on attacks and heals. So basically, you're getting more chances for critical healing and 30% critical magnitude. You're going to be basically healing for more based on that magnitude. And as it's continuing here, reduce total damage and healing done by 15%. So basically, you're going to be healing more. All of this saying reduce total damage and healing done by 15%. You're still going to be getting those critical chances and critical magnitude, which you're going to be healing more, getting more crits, which is going to help out more basically. So basically, in my opinion, you're going to be actually healing more because critical healing and 30% magnitude is actually giving you bigger healing numbers and more chances to get those criticals, instead of getting a regular healing. So say for something, say he instead of healing for 8,000, you begin a critical which doubles for 16,000. So yeah, that's about it for the artifacts, guys. Let's move on to the allies, which is very important for this build. Alright guys, before I move on to the allies in depth detail, let me just show you guys the allies I'm using. I'm using the House of Legends bots. It's at rank 5, it's maxed out. The ally favor that's needed to max out is 8,500. It costs her roughly around 20 source max, I believe. The Cyborg ally is going to be our second slot. It's at rank 8 maxed out, costing 75,691 ally favor to max out. And the Oracle bot, which is also a cheap ally, costing 8,500 ally favor. So let's get into these allies and let me show you guys what we're going to be using. Alright guys, so this is going to be the depth detail for the allies here. For our combat ally, we're going to be using the House of Legends bot. That ability called Shock Jock unleashes an electrical blast that damages an enemy, dealing bonus damage to bosses and sudden non-bosses, plus 403% damage. This ally does single target and it only hits one enemy, so it's good to use on bosses. It's going to help out with the group and stuff, especially with the damage. Alright, for support ally 1, we're going to be using Cyborg. Using that ability there, all your base give you plus 30% passive power recovery when all base generator cells are above 50%. So your power is going to recover very quickly if you have, let me show you guys here, your base, your generator's got to be above 50%. So your generator's got to be always above 50%, so you get that passive power recovery. And for the support ally 2, which is our third ally, we'll be using that ally called Oracle Bot, as I said before. Task Manager, recharge 12.5% power after using 6 abilities. So let me show you guys how this works. You could use any ability you want and it's gonna give you back power. So let me show you guys how this works here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After 6 abilities, I can see the Task Manager healed Ultimate Iron Man for 40,090 power. So you can use any power. You can mix the powers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? It's giving me a 40,090 power every single time. So yeah, it doesn't matter guys. You could spam the same power as I show you guys. I spam the priority heal. Or you could spam your whole loadout and after 6 power use, the 6 power ability use, you're going to recharge 12.5% power, which was 40,090 power. So yeah guys, the House of Lunchbots, the rare ally, good for damage, especially bosses. The Cyborg, the epic ally, it's going to help with the passive power regeneration. And the Oracle Bot, which is a rare ally, that Task Manager is also going to help with the power. So you can't go wrong with these 3 allies. Very cheap to level up, not costly a lot, good for beginners. And it's going to help out a lot, especially with the power. If you're having power issues, these allies definitely gonna help you with that power issue because you're gonna be lacking skill points and these allies could come into play and you'll be recovering a lot of power with just these allies. Try these allies and you see what I'm talking about. You don't even need a throw to heal and you'll be able to heal certain stuff. You could generate a lot of power with these allies, guys. Trust me on it. Take my word on this. I have tested these allies with different healing powers and it works very good. Alright guys, so let's talk about the augments. For the augments, we're gonna be using for the adaptive augments, which is the 2 augments on top here, we're going to be using any restoring augment for that adaptive augment. In this case is the restoring curse skull, which is this for this current episode at the moment. And when you level the augment, you're going to get that 3% restoration power while in that content, whatever content it is. So it's 3% for this one, 3% at 6% total. And then we're going to have the original augments. You're going to be using a restoring metagene, all 4 here. So you gotta work on these, salvage your gear, and use those exobytes to level these augments. And as I said before, restoration plays a very important role for healing. The more restoration you have, it's gonna work hand in hand with your artifacts, which is the page and the healing ray. If you guys do not know how to equip an augment, let me show you guys here real quick. So for instance, let me unquick these. So hit X on it. Alright, so you have a section here for the adaptive augments. Let me unequip these here. Also, go back to adaptive augments. I want to equip a hidden augment here. You're going to scroll down, restoring curse skull, put that one here, and hit square to move item and put it here. This is on the PlayStation 5, guys. So move this item here, square to move. Alright, all these equipped. See that top symbol on the right side here, that little guy flexing his hand? That's the symbol you want to go to equip these augments. In order to get there, you go to inventory and just scroll across. So now we're in the loadout here. I'm going to explain these moves in detail for you guys, so pay close attention. The first one, the biocapacitor, instantly restores health to yourself and the 7 most injured group members. If you or a group member's health falls below 45% within the next 30 seconds, some of their health will be restored. So basically, it's just like how that page artifact works. the health drop below 40%, it automatically gonna heal the group. Whoever health is low, below that 40% is gonna heal them. So it's basically like putting a safety heal on the group. So for example, the tank, as I said before, takes a big hit, his health is below 40%. You don't necessarily have to heal, that will heal automatically for you. So next we have Flux. It's a 4-man shield. Let me read here for you guys. Surround yourself with an electrical charge bubble that repels enemies and prevents incoming damage. Also surrounds up to 3 group members with a bubble that prevents incoming damage. Let me show you guys how it is here. You don't normally see this shield in raids for some reason. You don't see it sometimes. It's invisible, but you see like a little electric animation going around your body. But in alerts, most of the time, you could see it, and in doors and stuff, you could see it. So if you use this move and you don't see it, don't worry about it. It's there. It's active. Next move, we have Arc Lightning. Strike your target with a bolt of electricity, stunning and damaging it. Then the bolt will jump to more enemies, stunning and damaging them, or jump to and heal allies. Also heals you when used. So this move will heal you and the group and also do damage to the enemies. So it's a move that does damage and also heals. Galvanize. Create a wave of electrical energy to heal yourself and ally within range, over time growing in strength with every ally healed. So this move is basically who is next to you. I'm sure you guys will demonstrate how it looks. There's a blue electricity there. So you see it heals pets. Anybody that's next to me, it's gonna heal. Demonstrating here. See, he has the electric, and he has a little electric here, the cat. So if I move away, I'm not going to be able to heal them. So if I move over here, and I use it, actually I was able to heal and move a little further. It has a good range on it, so I move here, and they're able to get healed. But it heals mostly allies that's close to you, within range. So if they're too far, they won't be healed. Next, we have Recover, which is going to be our group heal. Use a Jolt Flash to recover health for you and up to 3 group members. And as I said before, with the page, this is increased. Let me go back to the page here real quick. Alright, with the page, having the page artifact, you're going to be healing 2 extra members there. You guys can see it there. Group heal heals up to 2 additional targets. So as I said before, the page is very good for you to work with your group heals. Working hand in hand with your group heals. Healing 2 additional members. So you're healing 4 members here, and with the page, you're going to be using two extra members. That's 6 members going to be getting healed with the group heal. And then we have the priority heal, bioelectric surge. Priority heal, with a surge of battle instantly restores health to you and yourself and the most injured group member. So that's the move you're going to use when the most injured group member is taking a lot of damage. So this is demonstrating here. So say the tank takes a lot of damage and you want to heal the tank as quickly as possible. Clip these 2 moves together, the group and the priority. Spam the priority a little bit, just like that. And the tank will be fully healed very quickly. So when you're using the loadout now, you're going to start off here on the loadout, right? Buy a capacitor first, hit that flux. Flux always going to be on the group at every single time. Always put in that group shield. Arc lightning, galvanize, and recover. We're going to be clipping these 2 moves if we can. Most of the time, we'll be able to clip it. So you can start off like this. Weapon attack. So yeah guys, you don't have to necessarily spam it like that. I was just demonstrating, you're gonna run out of power if you normal if you obviously do this. But if the group is taking a lot of damage, that's what you're gonna do. Just like this here. Just like that. If the group is not taking a lot of damage, all you guys are gonna do is just clip the party heal and the group heal here as I showed just show here. If the group is not taking damage, just take a stack, get those stacks here for revive for 5, which is the page artifact. Come back to it here. Stack it there with the group heal and also the priority heal for the purple healing ray and get that purple light mechanic in there by using the party heat and grip cube. So yeah guys, so that's about it. I'm gonna wrap up here. Unfortunately guys, I don't have any content with me actually healing to show you guys. My artifacts already maxed out at 200, so it's gonna defeat the purpose of me actually showing you guys how this setup gonna work. But you guys give it a try. It's gonna work very good. Trust me on it. I have other healing powers where I have used this setup with the artifacts and allies and white and weapons and so on, and it works. You're able to maintain your power and you're able to heal the group, and you can also heal elite content. So yeah guys, you guys give the video a thumbs up if it was very helpful and very informative. Also, make sure you guys share this video to the new players that are playing DCUO Online. This will definitely help them. So if you have a friend playing DCUO Online, please share the video to them. And you could also subscribe to the channel if you want. It will definitely help you for more future videos that I'll have in the future. Yeah, and that's about it. You guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.